Good afternoon, my babies. All right. Who wants to be happy? All right. This is a video knowing how you end up moving forward and you end up achieving all the different goals. Knowing that I have taken a lot of notes in the last few weeks. Yes, I know that things are happening. All right. So it doesn't matter. Whatever people want to say about me, that's cool. All right. So deep inside, these emotions are going to get the best. Why should I end up trying? Right? That's a lot of people's question marks. Well, the reasons why you should try is because there's a lot. There's a lot of changes that happen. So, all right, so let's jump into it again. Doesn't matter. All right, so because I have been obviously working, been busy, and life has changed, let's see what we can do here. Yes, I know it looks like a bib. Thank you for asking. I know that it's weird. But just for some kind of work, what would you do if people ended up calling you names and bugging you? And how are you supposed to end up moving forward when everybody seems to tease you? The whole world may end up having a red flag, but I know deep inside where my emotions are. I know where I'm going to go to heaven at. I know how. I know who's going to get me there. But changes are happening. So, how do you end up moving forward when somebody ends up, texting you or calling you so many times and they think it's funny and then they end up have a reason why they're around, right? Is it just for them to end up having a place above their head? Is it because they are lonely? Is it because they're scared? Is it because there's troubles? You will never know because nobody in this world wants to step up. It's a This is about Murray. So things are changing for him. He forgot his medication and wherever the doctor's was, and unknown reasons, troubles are happening. Murray's been acting the exact same way. He's been acting a little bit childish. He's been acting out. And then there's times that he acts normal, which is when he's sleeping, it is good. Everything else has fallen apart. Okay. But because I'm not ashamed to the way that I've been living, it's because I have God in my life. And there's a reason why. The reasons why is because I may have troubles, right? To the whole world, but I know I don't. And because I look at that exact same picture, I know for a fact Murray's problems he has seizures, he spits up everything he eats, obviously not taking his medication to try to end up keeping all this stuff. He's been ever since a month ago, he's been drinking nonstop, and it has kind of been getting out of hand to the point where they've been doing this at my door nonstop for like 4 hours, and it gets sickening because Debbie and the neighbor across the hall ended up doing this, right? So even though that I'm opening up to people, I have a reputation that I have to keep, right? And if I put the wrong things out there, it's going to come back to me in tenfold. It's going to ruin me. It's going to break me down. But how do I end up escaping when what I think is reality? Well, one reason is, right, because we keep going back to the exact same habits. So the reasons why Murray and people are going to act out is because of their demons that are inside of us. And we all have good demons, we all have bad demons. Some of them take us to court, some of us take us to jail, of us some of the demons take us to prison, some of us take us to the hospital. It takes us everywhere. Right? And when you talk about certain things, it's going to affect you. But when you talk about positive things to keep moving forward, right, in class they've been teaching and growing together, meaning that there's a lot of people that are interested in moving forward, but a lot of them have to do with drugs thing. And because some of the drugs get in the way of a lot of people, or the medications or whatever they prescribe nowadays, because it seems like doesn't matter what you go in for, you just say, yeah, I have this symptom, whatever it is, and they'll give it to you. There was a time that my dad would joke around that there's Bigfoot, and the doctors are going to end up giving us a shot in our ass. But deep inside, a lot of us were too young to realize. And then as we started getting older, it was like there's no such thing as Bigfoot. It's all just a myth because of whatever the choices is. But if there is a such thing as Bigfoot, nobody has captured him. Yes, yes, the Eagles won today. So, what can I end up doing, right? So the reasons why you were going to do this, and the reasons why you're not going to move forward, the not going to move forward is because you're doubting yourself, you're putting yourself down, you're always negative, you're talking negative to your friends, your homies, your teachers, your doctors, people. And see, the other side is, right, we have a good side to us, and the good side keeps us moving forward and stays on the right track. But Satan likes to tempt us, which is the devil, and the devil is in every single thing almost out there, whether you think it's good. So like a scary haunted house, devil all around it, because it's scary. And Satan gets one day per year to kill off a whole bunch of people and take people, and people go missing on Halloween. Some of them people go missing all year long in all sorts of the country and the world. But here's one thing you want to take in. I may have some I may end up having a heart full of gratitude and happiness, but I'm not always going to be happy with everyone. And even then, I don't have to be happy with everybody. I just need to know, is there going to be a common ground moving forward? Is there somebody that's out there, or is there not? The people that are out there trying to make a difference for the world are some of the doctors, right? The Brilliant Mind TV show, great reputation to understand. There's a great opportunity to make things change. How are you supposed to come out of it if you can't even realize what is in front of you? So some things are going to happen, right? We're going to get girlfriends, boyfriends, we're going to have husbands, we're going to have wives, we're going to have life. But these are some of the good results that you're going to have, right? You're going to be able to grow up. You're going to be able to grow together, meaning that you get to grow with your soul, your inner being. Whether we're talking bad on people or we're spreading rumors or we're going off and we're blasting, right? Moving together means you're making a difference for the community. And you're going to end up starting with each other, meaning that I start with myself and a woman or a man or somebody is going to start with their self. They're going to wake up in the morning. They're going to be motivated. They're going to end up knowing that whether they are sick or they need to take the medication or they need to do something. Right? This is mine. So I just pointed out people, just different people there. I go to sleep. I wake up and I get motivated. Turn on some tunes or whatever and then get my day going. I pray to God in the shower. Then I end up moving. I pray for about 15 minutes or so, and then I wait for an answer. And the waiting process could even be a lifetime. But see, here's the difference. God's teaching me to only depend on Him and not what the people say in the community, not what workers or people in the Weber Human Services will say. Sometimes they will get offensive, and sometimes they will just stare at you for no big reason. And the reasons why I'm making this video is because I want to help people out there. Number 3 that I was saying is compromise with nobody, because you're only going to agree with yourself, no matter who is going to be in your corner, whether your family is, your girlfriend, your friend, your boyfriend, husband. You got to make goals. So when I set a goal, I'm going to work to it, right? I may fall apart for a few days, for a few weeks, but I know I'm coming back. Celebrate your wins. When you celebrate your wins, you're going to have a W, right? Here's the based off of it. Have a business that is going to satisfy you. Have a business on social media that's going to satisfy you. When you end up showing up for the Halloween dance that is this week, amazing things are going to happen. It doesn't mean that people aren't going to change. It just means that, okay, Halloween is going to be celebrated whether you're a believer in Christ or you don't, or not, whatever. But on my motivation, even though that my neighbors, a bunch of them, knock on my door like a total nightmare, they don't even realize when I'd even speak to them. They don't want a relationship, and they want to act like they're my parents. With them acting like my parent, it affects everything. It's gonna break it. I don't need them. I don't need to go check in with them like they're my mom and dad. They're not. He's just a homie, and that was it. Since my homie's gonna end up making choices, it's gonna relieve. Opening up to different situations, community, challenges that will end up coming in here, right? If we know what it is, we have side effects. If we don't understand something, like, okay, how do I get along with a brother or sister, right? Do I offend them? Do I punch them in the head? Do I end up like putting bruises on their arms or body? Or am I willing to say, hey, brother, I love you, or hey, friend, I love you. I really care about you, and I want to respect you. I'm going to respect your privacy, but I'm going to give you enough time to speak, right? Another one is, how do I communicate with people that are being disruptive? Well, that one, okay, it's a very tricky subject, but here I'm just going to give you my 2 cents of what I think. How do you get along with people that are trying to disrupt your life? You cut certain people out of your life. You end up making goals to end up achieving. Speak to a therapist, speak to a pastor, speak to somebody in the community that you trust. You trust me, I'm going to trust you. You end up earning my trust, I earn your trust. That means you can depend on me to be at my job or school or the church or my family's or wherever it might be. Whether it's a girl's house, a boy's house, a friend's house, a homie's house, I'm going to be there. When we meet, when we overcome, when we overthink about things, it's going to end up spiraling out, right? You cut everybody out of your life, eventually you got to make new ones, right? So even though that I'm trying to make a new relationship happen, people are trying to scare me into believing that I am Jeffrey Dahmer, whether I have glasses on or googly eyes. Don't know why. We just watched the series, had some neighbors come over, and that was it. It disrupted me, my life. It put me in jeopardy. It scared me to my empty soul, my bottom of my soul. How do I end up overcoming? You're probably going to be like, what? Okay. Okay, communication is always going to be key. Posting up everything, making a difference, knowing that there's going to be kisses, knowing that there's going to be love down the road, whether that is with a friend, a neighbor. You can't proceed one thing. I mean, you can't understand something that somebody says in class or school or work or wherever it might be, then you have to take a better procedure, right? How do I move out of this, whatever it might be? It could be, how do I get away from this friend? How do I get away from this boy? How do I get away from that girl? How do I get away from Robert? Because Robert was a very bad man. I had to start setting boundaries. And the longer that I set the boundaries, everyone was mad at me for something that he's doing. Because he's gay and I'm no longer gay, and yes, there's going to be a part of it that I was gay. There's a possibility that a lot of things are going to happen. But if I said, hey, Robert, I am very sorry for the way I treat you. I'm sorry, Dakota, that I treat you this way. I'm sorry for Betty that I treat you this way. And nobody takes it. They don't say, okay, cool, thank you. Or I appreciate that you apologize to me. Then that is their problem. I've done everything I possibly can to show someone that I care about them, that I want to end up helping them understand deeply, right? How do you know when to stop smoking cigarettes and when to start? The first cigarette is a big lie. When you want to come to a complete stop, usually it's about the time that we either take our life or a family member person ends up taking us along, or a loved one, or even somebody in the community, and says, hey, I want you to come over and I want you to do 30 things that are going to be new habits, right? Wake up early in the morning, motivate yourself. Wake up in the morning, make your coffee, make your tea, crack open a beer if you want. But the choices that we make are going to impact tomorrow's change. The primary things that are going to happen, I'm not going to be tested, but I'm going to end up surrendering myself not to murder. That is a very good one, because a lot of people would surrender themselves to murder. Acceptance in life means that you have to put on a facade, a angle, a disappointment. Is there people in your life that are making bad choices, or are they testing you to believe that you are the bad guy when I'm not the bad guy, when it's really their fault? My heart aches because people want to end up jerking around and doing things that are wrong, acting out, causing people pain, talking bad about people, suffering. Murdering people is bad. Talking about Satan is not bad in the 21st century. The thing is, it will be banned at the end of time because heaven is very soon. Deadly weapons that we end up suffering. That is something that I don't want to talk about, but I don't even carry weapons. But thanks you for asking. I don't carry weapons. I carry the Bible. I carry the truth inside of me, knowing that God is going to end up protecting me. That is my weapon every single day. I'll stand up tall for what I believe in, and if somebody wants to judge me for that, then that is their fault, not mine. I end up standing up for something in court. That is something that I do. I can't end up realizing what happened. How do I block out the time, even though I've wasted 25 minutes of my life? Choices are going to be choices. You can only cut people out that are wrong for you, meaning that if they're sending you down a darkened road, then you need to let them go. If it's your family, then that's something you're going to have to just go live on your own, do things, and make sure to listen to the teachers or the people in the community. The police might help you, the police might help you sheltered, but at least I'm happy for who I am. What do people that are in religious systems say? It's a very tricky question, but again, like I said, I'll put my 2 cents in with everything that I got. The tricky questions have to do with the mind may not be set right. The difficulties around you could mess you up. And the common ground of how disrespectful that I used to be, but I'm not anymore. People might proceed the way I end up proceeding things is going to be a lot different than 99% of the population or 98% of the population, because there's only a 2% chance that I'll even make it out of this where I'm at. Since it's a small number, proceeding guns, I think yes, you can end up protecting yourself there. But you do want to have God's love and compassion, and I do pray for everybody. I pray for every single person that comes into my life, and whether I don't know their name or I do remember their name, I pray for them. The next steps to end up taking, so number 5, and I think this should be the final one because I got to go somewhere, is teamwork, communication, networking, engineering, problem solving, case, thinking positive. The results are going to end up having skin tone. Number 6, I guess we'll go through 10, so then it kind of helps. Healthy boundaries means that you end up, you're willing to stand about 4 or 6 feet away from somebody, depending on if they like to be close, right? There's this guy, Will. He ends up wanting to have sex with me. He's gay. He's homeless. Like he's homeless. He does things. Then he ends up having like all sorts of family members that are like a total of 7 brothers and 7 sins, whatever. So a number of questions end up doing this, and I've already given, from Robert's point of view, I've already given Will his number because he's 100% gay and he lives for that stuff all day. Number 2 is Will already knows that number exists, but there might be some changes. And then there's somebody that keeps calling me, and Will said that he wanted to hurt me and he would get somebody involved in my relationship that I have, which is with myself. Is he doing a good job? I don't know. I don't speak to the dude, and even then it's just, hey, how's it going? And then I walk off and act like I don't even know. He is 100% gay, and he loves to end up having ass pictures. Yes, he ends up wanting to have sex with me because of how beautiful I am. I know a lot of men want to date me. A lot of women want to date me. That is just part of life. But the only way to keep this soul from getting sucked back into Satan's hell, which is basically like an oven, that's like where hell is. But it draws you. Your feelings are lost. And you wonder, is there anybody here that offends people? And deep inside, number 9, number 10, number 11. The choices I make today are going to impact tomorrow. How am I supposed to get along with somebody if I don't even know how to say, hey, how's it going? Or, hola, ¿cómo está? We bien así, which means I just said, hello, how are you doing in Spanish? But a lot of people are like, no, you're nuts because of whatever it might be. Right? Employees, hiking, going to do things, spending time with them, doing things. When you take the focus off yourself, it's going to impact somebody else. And then you end up taking an interest in their life. And when you do that, it's going to end up shaking you to the core. It may be stupid. It may be like, this is the worst thing ever. But at least I know what's going on. Right? I wasn't born yesterday, and I know a lot more than everybody thinks. And because I have somebody a part of my life that I have to only keep between me and God and whatever, things are going to change. But things can only change when you actually put in the effort, right? If I put all the time and the energy all the time and didn't do anything, then I'd be cut off. Be open to the possibility, leave notes, and making sure to check out books at the library to know how do you know if you're elevated? How do you know if you love somebody? How do you know what has been said? Point out the red flags and you'll understand something. The last thing I can say, because it is, if anybody is looking for a new vape, juice, regular juice, you need to go to Idaho because they are selling it like crazy, like it is wildfire over there, and it's like a pack of cigarettes for the price of these bottles of juice. Pods are over there too. Just getting that off. If anybody needs a vape, they need to end up talking to me. They need to email me. They need to let me know what kind they want, what type of juice, because I am selling them by the bottle. The whole reason why I'm doing this and the whole reason why the government is doing this and getting rid of all stuff is because they think they're going to keep kids away from things, but they have pills that will eventually kill people over time. And what your doctor's not trying to help you, he's trying to take you away, meaning that he's trying to get you addicted to something else. That might be an opiate, that might be sleeping pills, that might be Xanax, that might be a bunch of things. But here's the problem that a lot of people are not willing to do, right? I can have troubles asking for help. I can have troubles doing anything. I have troubles saying no. I have troubles having whatever it might be. And because we are at the end of our show, I just wanted to end up passing along that and let everybody know Jesus loves you and keep up the good work. I have pointed out all sorts of things. There might have been some red flags, and the reasons why I'm doing this is because I'm trying, right? But instead of trying something, you want to work at it, right? Get trying out of your mind, because once you get try out of your mind and you go, okay, working is nonstop. Why nonstop? This is important that I end up being a part of you. I can do this because I have happiness in my life. I can fill out this math sheet. I can fill out this science paper. Another TV show that if you don't have it, if you have Max or if you don't have it, Leave It to Beaver is on Roku TV. 100% healthy for every single 100% people, because different stages of different life is going to depend on who you are as a person and how you end up loving someone. I love you because I know that you are the one. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. I know I am accepted for who I am. Reading, writing, and construct, right? Make constructive, good decisions are going to impact tomorrow. The 3 CS. Look that up on YouTube if you want to know the side effects of CS. It is a job. Can they do their job? Meaning that how fast can they end up working a job? I just got it. See, 2 seconds. Like that was it. That's how smart I am, and I'm capable of a lot of things. Now I gotta go and meet people because I gotta go to work, and I don't have time to play people's games. But in the meantime of this, just know Jesus loves you, and we will be going through different episodes of how to end up proceeding on this down the road. If it's taking me a month to make a video, more power to you. Have a great day. God bless everybody and take care of yourself. Like I said, Jesus loves you, unconditional love. And how do you concern? How can you end up? How do you know that you're justified? Something that I just was asked on Thursday. So, how do you know that you're justified before God? How do you know that you're set free from God? You'll figure it out. Look it up on YouTube. Look everything up because sometimes I end up getting things wrong. But this one, 100% right. So I'll talk to you later. Peace out. Eagles got a W, got 31-20. Back at home, and Saquon Barkley is back. So let's end up cherishing. He is good to go. So yeah. Probably just a leg cramp or anything. But Eagles have got a W. They end up having the bye next week, and then they end up playing the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay, I think. And then you have the Eagles playing the Lions. Those are the next 2 weeks. The Lions game is on Sunday, November 16th, and the Green Bay Packers is on it's on the 10th. The 10th and 16th. So from Monday the 10th of November at 6:20, which is really 6:25, 6:15, whatever. And go Thunder because Oklahoma is being a W. And then on the 16th, so the week after Halloween, and then the week after that. So the 7th and 8th, I will be gone to football. I'll be gone for 2 days, maybe 3 days. Just all depends. I gotta go because people are talking to me. Good luck. Talk to you soon, girls and boys. Be safe out there. Do something magical. Happy Sunday and happy Halloween because we are going to do something for Halloween before. So congratulations. See you soon. God bless. Take care and sleep well.